I only watched Taken for the first time 2 nights ago.
I don't know that I've ever even seen Taken.
It's good.
Well,
Real
yeah,
good.
but like honestly, it's like there's like 5 Taken movies. Like,
Yeah.
just look after your kid, mate. Stop losing your fucking kid. Honestly,
If you're listening, Liam Neeson,
Yeah.
be a better dad. We rolling?
we're rolling.
Welcome back to the two Monties,
Yeah, we're here.
joined by the other Monty now.
Yeah, 2 Monties.
Here he is.
I'm a bit lost. I wasn't quite ready for that.
It's because you had a beer in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. There's one of those. There's heaps of these memes that get around that are mostly with Donald Trump, like where he's saying how great he is, and there's one where it says, "When I drink 3 beers to everybody else's 1," and it's like I'm just built different to other people. I'm just one of the greats.
I've actually got a few things on my list.
Have you? So
Yep.
yeah. So anyway, we should just say, that we're back. We're back-to-back days here. Thanks
Yeah.
to Lincoln. Thanks to Lincoln from Glasshouse and Jake from Shout Brewing.
Yep.
For fucking putting up with us yet again.
Really has become the podcast studio.
Yeah, we just said to Jake, he might as well stop brewing and just have us here permanently because
Bit of a waste of all that gear, isn't it?
and because Shout's not open Monday, Tuesday. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Which is how we've been. When we left Monday, we just left all our shit in the front of the thing and strolled back in and started again. So
Very handy.
very handy. But I did remember my glasses today. That's the best
Yeah.
part.
I'm proud
That's
of you.
probably the best part of this whole thing.
Well, I'm upset I did forget the props. The moustaches.
Yeah.
I was going to bring
anyway.
some toy moustaches
Well,
in
don't-
for eyebrows.
Don't worry about it now because you've already said it. So
Yeah.
it's worthless bringing them in.
Maybe. Yeah, true. Maybe we'll I'll just wait till you fall asleep at a gala and stick them on you in the middle of a venue.
Very, very likely event. So today, again, banking them up. We're going to have us by ourselves. In another episode, we'll have Molly and her young fella, Brooks. And then we'll have
NDJ.
the great and powerful NDJ and Jeremy Bell if he turns up. I'm actually just meant to put it in our group chat then to say, is he going to be here? And I should just say, obviously, there's been some jokes about, and he might have missed a gig one time, and that's what it's. But also, Jeremy, he's also renowned for the last minute. Oh, fucking, the kid's got a sniffle, or fucking, I've shit my pants, I've got to stay home, or something. He's renowned for it. He's going to hate this. Luckily, we won't mention any of it when he gets here.
Yeah.
And he'll just see it when it comes out.
Yeah, this will very two-faced of us.
Oh, look, I'm always said, and I've said this to his face, and I'll say it to him today if I need to. I'll say anything I say behind someone's back, I'm more than happy to say in front of them.
And on a podcast.
And generally on a podcast. There's a few that I'd probably keep up my sleeve for not on the podcast.
True.
But, so anyway, you said you had some things on your list. Fuck it, let's go.
I do.
Let's fucking go.
Nappy sand, shallots, beef mince, puff pastry, frozen veggies, Dijon,
Is
and
this,
tin
is this how we're
tomatoes.
doing it now? We're just reading out all the things on the list?
Well, it's A-list.
Because I've got fucking heaps as well.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. This one says pack clothes, toiletries, laptop and cords, shoes, power pack, rashi and bum bag.
Bum bag.
But I believe that's my list for going away overseas tomorrow.
Backpack, front pack, porter cock pot.
I was going to
Porter
buy
cock
one of those
papoose.
Esche style across the shoulder numbers
Oh.
just to put like a power pack and my phone and stuff in. But I bought a backpack because I was going to say I'm an adult, but that's a what. Someone online, I posted. I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and I posted, if you'd like to see a 46-year-old nerd squeal like a little girl, take him to see this thing. And a bloke I used to work with and for 1,000 years ago when I had a proper job just wrote, well, you are Newcastle's oldest teenager.
That's good.
Yeah. Hi, GT.
That should be on your Insta bio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Newcastle's oldest teenager. I fucking might do that
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. What? Just trying to think.
Have you ever watched a show called 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown?
Only because Jake's a big fan.
Oh, yeah. No, so Susie Dent, who's in Dictionary Corner.
Yeah, well, that was the one Paul Locke. Is it Paul? Sean Locke
Yeah.
did the challenging wank.
Yeah,
that was
correct.
wasn't
Same
it?
show,
Yeah,
same
yeah,
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but Susie Dent, who's the what they call a lexicographer. So she does the words.
Yeah.
She's a words expert. They were talking. I watched an episode last night that They were like, "What's your least favorite word? Do you want to have a punt at what it might be?" It's a very popular, unpopular word.
Moist.
It's moist.
Yes.
I'm fine with moist. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I love moist.
Trying to think which Blackadder Series 4 where they're in the war, like the trenches.
Yeah, which I might add.
Crevice is not a dirty word, Blackadder. You know that.
Which, yeah, and I love Blackadder, but you're way more acquainted with it than I am. But I will say, is that Blackadder the 4th? Is that what that one's called?
Yeah.
Where they're in the war, like World War II?
It's different centuries.
Yeah. No,
So-
but that one, the World War II or World War One.
World War
II, World War One, World War II.
Yeah, it is.
It's a comedy program that went for many years, and the last episode of it, bawling mess.
Yeah.
You know, they go up over the top,
Yeah.
and then it just fades to poppies,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh my god.
You are a real roller coaster.
Yeah, man. I think it's ADHD,
Yeah.
as we might have discussed in another episode. I'm happy to self-diagnose it and probably self-medicate, but I won't go and see anybody about it.
It was more prominent on our holiday, but we'd be driving and Dylan would ask a question, and then about, I don't know, honestly, up to a day or 2 days later, I'd answer that. Yeah, I reckon we should do that. He's like, where the fuck is your brain?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
going
yeah.
on?
Now, do you want to like really move in onto something on that list, or I've got many things?
Yeah, no, I've just got some things that you probably won't give a fuck about, but that's pretty standard.
It's every chance.
Actually, I had a phone call with somebody this morning, and
well, there's your first problem.
and she said, Monty King's actually growing on me.
What, like a fucking tumor?
Then she said she had to go to she was on her way to the therapist. So that checks out.
Oh, is it the same person I think it is? Was it actually a phone call?
It was a phone call. No,
Oh.
and it wasn't. No, I know who you're thinking of.
No, it wasn't her. Oh,
No.
another person.
No. So, and I can't remember what she referenced now. We're talking about all sorts of stuff, but
Well, it's
there was
nice to know
something-
that I was disliked
Oh,
and I'm
this is
slowly
why.
coming back.
It was because there's no culture about you in that you don't get any of my fucking Kath and Kim references,
Listen.
and that's why she was off you. But now,
motherfuckers. If you're going to use Kath and Kim as culture, I'm cultured because I like Kath and Kim. Go fuck yourself. That is fucking a wild claim.
I have a little feeling she might be off you again. We talked.
Now I'm going to go into, again, that person that we spoke about. Keep looking, but I've got a note here that says that person had DM'd us a bunch of stuff again. And I just need to go into it. So just look
Them are unhinged.
here we go. That person made a comment. We had a few episodes where we were both in a kind of taupey, browny grey kinds of shirts, which he said matching shirts in this episode. Lesbians.
I think we should do a poll. Should we reveal the identity of this unhinged
no,
listener?
I don't believe we should.
Well-
If someone is in your assigned
Well,
seat,
it's a poll, mate. So fucking vote on the poll.
if someone, no, we're not leaving it up to the public to do this. All right, like
I think they will vote for yes.
I'm
to
sure
reveal
they will, and I'm
themselves.
sure that person, given the litany of fucking things they've revealed, the only thing they probably don't want revealed is their name.
Probably. That's fair.
So that person asks, and I think I already said she, so who gives a fuck? We've narrowed it down to 50% of people. If someone is in your assigned seat on a train or plane, do you ask them to move?
Yep.
Of course you fucking do. If it's an assigned seat, if
Yeah.
you've got a ticket with a number on it and they're in it, it's just a matter of going, oh, excuse me, this fucking CA or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
out you get.
I would make the call in the moment, because if it put a seat between us, you know, like if you were going to
yeah.
be seated side by side and they took your window seat, they were supposed to be in the aisle. I'd just cop the aisle, so I didn't have to sit right next to them
Yes.
or something. I don't know.
But I'm also
also
particular, I want an aisle seat.
Yeah, or I just hate confrontation. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
do
But I
anything
don't
to
think that's
avoid.
confrontational. Like
Yeah.
that's not going. Like, excuse me, I think you might be in my seat. If you were just saying it and you had
Yeah.
nothing to back it up, that would be because I'll go fuck you. No, I'm not. But when you go, just 3A, that's me.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, what are they going to do? Just
my apologies.
yeah, my apologies. Righto. So anyway, you're saying probably not. I mean, if it was a packed plane or train or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, if there's no seat.
Also, as a man,
I didn't know that this was from her. I thought this might have been from Sarah Tittendale.
no.
Because this is definitely a question that she would ask.
Yeah, can you look at another man and tell how big their whizzer is?
And by whizzer, I think she means woozer, but same thing.
I would have said whizzer rather than woozer because I've
Right.
told you before, heaps of people say woozer in relation to a woman. Like,
That's right.
where's your woozer?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
at home. Like, blah, blah, blah.
Do you know, and you probably do as being a dad, but my brother and sister-in-law told me that they got this chat from the daycare that, like, because that's where I got the term, like they call,
Yeah,
call
yeah.
a dick a woozer. And I said, oh, we actually need you to like start calling what it
penis.
is. And it's all about child safety and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
because
yeah,
if a
yeah.
kid comes to school or daycare and says,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Auntie fucking or uncle whoever touched my woozer, they won't know what
That
they're
woozer
talking about.
touched me on the whizzer.
That's right.
So back to the
Can
question.
you look at another man and tell how big their whizzer is?
Look, it's not a hard and fast.
I normally can because it's normally out and erect.
I was going to say, because you know them. I'm
and they've
gonna,
sent photos of it before they came over.
I'm going to say, generally speaking, I mean, obviously you've got more experience in the area.
I think that's safe to say.
Safe to say.
Safe to assume that one.
But I'm going to say, generally speaking, like looking at your average bloke, maybe not, but there are certain fellas who have features about them, and you go, that bloke's got a cock like a snake for sure.
Yeah. Also, big dick energy and also lack of big dick energy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can tell, all right, well, there's something going on here, overcompensating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's not about driving the fucking sports car or none of that
Which
bullshit.
is like little man syndrome.
Fully, that's
It's
what
like
I was
a
getting
chihuahua.
to. It's not like, oh, somebody's got a flash car, so you say they must have a small dick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's more about like they're just
I'm
pretty
gonna
much a
I'm gonna make
fuckwit.
a sweeping statement. Like if you see like a big, tall, lanky streak of shit,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that's fucking banging himself in the knee. That
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like that sort of thing.
Yeah. Did my ACL. How? I cocked it. Cocked it when I was going for a run.
Yeah. Oh, concussion. Yeah, I was on the trampoline. So I'm not going to say all the time, but I think there's certainly a style of fella that you could look at and go, oof.
Yeah.
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 And generally speaking, you'd be saying that bloke's got a big dick.
Yeah, yeah.
You never see a bloke and go, oh, he's hung like a rogue ant.
A bull ant, though.
Yeah. He's got a dick like an acorn.
And I'm guessing, okay, was same person, the worst STD of all time is children?
Wowza.
Is that on your list?
No.
No, okay, so this must have come from someone else. That's a pretty wild statement.
In a similar thing, it popped up. I'd shared it on my Facebook some time ago, and it must have turned up in my memories, the Facebook memories the last day or two. It said, children are just giving your orgasm a face.
That's fucked.
That's, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, look, I don't know that I'd like to equate children with sexually transmitted diseases. I don't know that I want to do that.
Oh, God.
It's bad enough that you have to equate a sexually transmitted disease with a koala.
Yeah,
True. Riddled with chlamydia.
Yeah. I'm just moving down the list. And
Right, your list.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got a Dylan story from the farm.
Oh, okay. Is it good?
It is.
Oh, no. I'll be the judge of it.
Well, you could at least pretend. You know how there's only two of us here?
Yeah.
And if you don't laugh...
Lincoln's here.
If you don't laugh, I may as well have not have told the fucking story. In which case, you could have just made
Go
this...
on.
You could have made this a text message. So he came up for Wine Club a couple of months ago. And then afterwards...
is this when he surprised you?
Yeah.
That's a good
trip.
story.
Yeah. So he's navigated his way around Glen Innes, not very hard. You can walk from one side to the other in about 5 minutes flat.
One main street I heard the other
Yeah,
day.
that's it. So he's come to wine club, and after wine club, Dad's made it a bit of a thing that everyone comes back to his house, and they hotbox they hotbox the fucking lounge room. So he's renovated, and there's this huge fucking like dining room thing that we never.
Hot box.
Yeah,
Because I've got several
Just
definitions
just
of hot
wait.
box, and I don't know that Ross Hogg is involved in any of them.
So like you'd think, all right, well they're going to go back and get on the whiskey and cigars, and they do it outside.
Oh yeah, no,
But
inside.
no, he leaves the heater on, the aircon on before he goes out because it's cold.
Warms the room.
Warms the room with the full expectation that there's going to be between 10 and 20 people coming back for whiskey and cigars. Anyway, so a wedge of us end up back at home at,
I think I'm gonna
at
have to
Dad's
come out
place.
Glen Innes.
And anyway, so they're all in there hot boxing it with whiskey and cigars. And Dylan was sitting across the table from a lady that he hadn't met at wine club, opposite ends of the table. Big, obviously it's a big venue, big event. You
Right.
should get on board.
Oh, wine club.
wankers, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's sitting across the room, across the table from this lady who I knew, everybody else knew, Dylan didn't know. And somebody had asked him,
Who the fuck is Dylan? No.
somebody had asked him what he does, who the fuck are you and what do you
who
do?
are you?
And so he started talking about how he's a conveyancer, so puts things on conveyor belts and whatever, and that he's actually done a few dealings back in and around Glen Innes and Armidale and whatever, and without anyone prompting him, he kind of goes on a rant and starts shitting on country solicitors that he's dealt with. So And there were a few key things that he said. That
I
they
mean,
obviously,
to be honest, whatever the scenario is, but if you're in a place like Glen Innes,
if you're in the fucking
and you,
country
and you don't know all of the people, probably just keep a lot of that sort of stuff to yourself.
gets better.
What about all these inbred fucks in fucking country towns? Like, honestly,
So he's there talking about how it's so hard to get any response and it takes so fucking long and trying to get anything done and finished or over the line. He said it's like they all just pack up on a Friday and go and play golf. Anyway, then I'm pissing myself at the table, just letting him go. I was like, I'll just see how deep he digs here. And then about 20 minutes later,
partner of the year, by the way,
in the kitchen getting a drink, I said, do you know who you were talking to before? He goes, no. And
biggest solicitor in Glen Innes.
the wife of one.
Oh.
And she had only just finished telling a story about how the husband's recently retired in the last few months and how he's really enjoying his golf. And so it's just shat on her husband, essentially.
Fucking hell.
And he was mortified, didn't want to go back in the room.
I'm
And
sure
he's
he didn't.
And he's same thing. He's like,
He probably said, if only I had a boyfriend who could have stopped me at the fucking appropriate time.
But Dad's there, Farm Fam's there, and they're all chuckling to themselves. But they're all pissed as nits. So I didn't really register how deep he was digging.
Yeah.
And I was sober because I was driving. I was like, this is sensational. So anyway,
Yeah,
classic
good.
Dill.
Classic Dill.
Yeah.
It must be. Are we back to doing turns?
Yeah,
We haven't
let's
done
do
that. We haven't done that for a long time.
Let's do that.
I've got some fucking stuff here too.
It's going to be my turn very quickly.
I know. Oh, what about this? How do you feel about if someone FaceTimed? How do you feel about this? Is just I got this. I was watching a video of another guy. So the comedian online, he will instead of just ring, it's like if I was just ringing you,
Yeah.
and just FaceTime, like an unannounced FaceTime. Is that an aggressive move?
No,
And particularly to people that you if it's your close family and friends or whatever, you go, yeah, fair enough. But just I'm going to make this call. I'm going to do a FaceTime.
well, there's two sides. One, if it's a couple that's ringing you and they're friends, they're either pregnant or engaged.
Right.
That's the telltale
Ooh.
because they never normally FaceTime you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and I've had
what
it.
I'm saying is, it an aggressive move? If you're
The other side,
run of the mill
Yeah.
scenario is, I'm just going to FaceTime everyone I talk to.
the other one, it's like, yes, I reckon, especially if it's the time of day thing. Like if you FaceTime me at any point, it's like, this is going to be wild. Like there can't be
Yeah.
witnesses in the car sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not a common.
I'm thinking about taking it up.
You don't even like phone calls.
I know, but I think this is really that might get me involved.
You'll just leapfrog it.
Yeah, it might just get me involved. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna
Monty Aaron loves a chat. Monty King
will
text
only
or FaceTime me.
will only FaceTime. If you're not willing to FaceTime, he will not talk to you.
That should be a Hamish and Andy power move.
Maybe, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is that kind of thing. It is kind of a power move.
Yeah,
So I'm
because it
thinking
catches them off guard. Doesn't matter what they're doing.
100%.
But that's the one.
But just
time,
when they do it, they go, "What's wrong?" And you go, "Oh, nothing. Just want to see what you're up to."
that's the one time I wouldn't answer the phone whilst on the toilet.
Yeah, well, that's right.
I'm going to
Here he
FaceTime
is.
you.
Look at him. Hey. Look out! Things are going to happen here.
Hello, we got some guests coming.
We've got some guests. We're preemptively going to tell you about them, which we've already done anyway.
Hey, mate.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like, and then when they go, "What's wrong?" and you go, "Nothing. Just
Yeah.
want to see what you're doing." Is everything okay?
Your wife's gonna hate this.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, quick! Can you get some milk on your way home? Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was that. Have you got something?
Yep, I got. All of this is thrown back to Glenn Innes.
Oh, fuck.
Another Dylan story. I think you'll appreciate
for
this
real?
one too. Yeah. So got back from the holiday, went and saw Grandad.
Here's another poll. If you're sick of hearing about Dylan and Glenn Innes, fucking let us know.
It's just you, asshole.
Yeah, fair enough.
Called in to see Grandad on our way back from holidays, and he's just got out of hospital after busting his back and his ribs.
Had a
going
spill.
tits up. And anyway, his carer's there looking after him, and he goes, "Oh, Helen, have you met Dylan, Monty's mate?"
Oh, yeah. Monty's good friend Dylan.
And then as we go to leave, I've hugged Grandad, and Dylan's gone to hug him. But at the same time, Grandad's put his hand out.
Yeah.
So that awkward fucking exchange. Dylan's like mortified
Yeah, of
about it on
course.
his way to the car, and I didn't think anything of it. And then Grandad rings me 3 days later. Goes,
He's been stewing on it as
it
well.
was so good to see you. And every time I see Dylan, I like him a little bit more. And I was like, well, he's not my fucking mate. Like, anyway.
Did you say that?
No, I didn't.
yeah,
but I
yeah.
was thinking anyway. And then he goes, "Oh, and I feel terrible because he went to hug me, and I'd already put my hand out, and could you just let him know for me that he can hug me next time he sees me?"
Well, that's very lovely.
Yeah, so
well, that's heartwarming, and I'm sorry that I besmirched it in the beginning at all.
So good on you, Grandad.
What about? I saw a thing online the other day, and it was fucking tremendous. And I'm sure these people that posted it's back to Wedding Land, and I'm sure the people that posted it, they weren't the original people, but I fucking loved it. So the bride had done a boudoir shoot prior to the wedding.
Yep.
The groom was unaware.
Yep.
They printed out a bunch of like little Polaroids
Yep.
and handed them out to all the bridesmaids. And at various points through the day and night,
Oh, good one.
they'd tap him on the shoulder and just give him this thing. So there's these slightly erotic photos of his now wife. So he'd be there with like talking to his parents, and one of the bridesmaids would tap him on the shoulder, and he'd turn around and they'd give it to him, and you'd see this bloke just go like, "Fuck," and like put it, like jam him in his coat pocket.
Well,
but it just went on, and every time they tapped him on the shoulder, then he'd be going like, "Stop doing this."
This is a great way to select your bridesmaids. If you you think, am I happy with this person carrying
Seeing
around
this.
a photo of my kuchacha?
Yeah, well, I don't know that they
for the
all
next
the
6 to 12 hours.
I don't know if all the kuchachas were out. Like it was a boudoir shoot. Doesn't
All
mean
the
it's
there's only one.
well, one in many in
Yeah.
many varieties.
Many
But-
different hats.
yeah, but like, boudoir doesn't mean that it's a porno.
Yeah. Well, still, it'd be a good way to.
But I loved it. The,
Yeah,
the
that's-
look on this bloke's face every
Yeah.
time a bridesmaid handed him one of these little photos. But they left it till he was like talking with Nan, and then they'd hand one to him, and he'd be like, "Oh my god!" and like,
Also hilarious if the groom has an identical twin brother.
ah.
Oh shit, wrong one.
Yeah. But that was just something I saw, and I thought that's fucking great.
That is good. That is good. Oh, holy shit! I forgot about this.
Oh, here we go. This will close us out. He said.
So, I've got to hang on. Let me just check the anonymity
Oh,
of
look
this.
at this. Look,
Okay.
I'm ready to go. Oh, go
Can't
on.
mention her name. She is a celebrant.
Right.
I know her from
Doesn't
various
matter.
parts. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's unimportant. We've probably said too much already.
She's posted in a wedding vendor, like a celebrant bloody like an AFCC page, but
Yeah.
not that, like a more new one.
Not to interrupt you, another fuckwitch just arrived.
Um,
Hello, Nell.
basically, she had matched with a guy on Tinder,
Right,
and they had some good banter.
right,
He's a photographer. He's from
Right.
Newcastle.
right.
He's in the wedding industry, obviously. She's in the wedding industry. She's a teacher. She's not from Newcastle, but she accidentally
You've said way too much again already, but anyway.
she accidentally unmatched him.
Right.
And now she feels terrible, but she also can't remember his
Who he
name
is.
or his business or where she can't find him.
Right.
So she thinks this is the one, maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
And
Well, maybe we
bas-
should name her so
Yeah.
we can do the call out. No, don't name her.
So I've got to give a few details so that if there's any photographers listening.
Oh, so this is she requested that you
yeah,
do
yeah,
like
yeah.
a,
Because she's been in the like
did
the
she
wedding
describe
chats.
the Newcastle photographer to you? Because
Yes.
we know some.
Celebrant teacher, North Coast.
No, not her.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Is this your mate?
um,
Fuck me.
she did say general apology for unmatching rather than a search to actually find him, considering he lives in
Wait,
Newcastle.
Name starts with B, rhymes with fucking.
Oh, she lives in Grafton
Brenda.
now.
Stop saying where she lives. We're supposed to not name her. You've said what she does in 2 professions, where she fucking lives, and that town's not even that big, mate. There's probably only one person that ticks all those boxes.
Here we go.
You fucking idiot.
Here we. I suggested someone, wasn't them.
Can you believe this? Every fucking week this happens.
Okay, Monty, this is a level of unhinged that I think you'll appreciate. Only I don't think you're in the chat that she posted it in. She said this is so rogue, but we all love,
Listen,
so I figured it was worth
just
a shot.
describe the photographer.
Yeah, I'm getting to it. I accidentally unmatched with a former wedding photographer from
Former.
Newcastle. It was on Bumble. He said he's photographed over 200 weddings, but he's now studying to be a primary teacher. He's 28, likes running and indie music, has a nose piercing, and his name starts with J. Does that narrow the field enough? And I guessed, but it was not him.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, I don't think he's doing those other things that you mentioned.
No. Anyway. Oh, I just thought.
Uh.
Anyway. She's been trying to find him, can't find him. So
How much of this can go to air, mate?
fucking all of it. Why not?
Because we weren't supposed to fucking identify her.
I'm not trying to find his fucking bank details and where he
Yeah,
lives.
but we weren't supposed to identify her. And you've gone, she's got this job, that job, she lives here, and she fucking.
I still left her name anonymous.
That's the only thing.
So she's probably 5'10".
So anyway, yeah. So,
If the two Monties could be somewhat responsible
All
for
right,
helping
so-
you find the love of your life.
if you could,
He's
you know, everybody out there, forget all the other things he said. We're looking for former wedding photographer.
People are going to write in and say, we found her. No,
yeah,
we're not trying to find
It's
her.
going to be the
We're trying
baby
to find
reindeer.
him.
It's going to be like a baby reindeer.
28,
So,
male,
28.
nose piercing, studying to be a primary teacher.
Was a photographer.
Done, yeah. So
200 weddings. That's probably
So maybe you're a couple that's been
3 or 4 years worth.
That's had your wedding shot by someone that fits this description.
It
Drop
doesn't ring a
him in
bell.
it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
on that fucking bombshell.
Da, 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 da. See ya. Hello.
Hello, friends.
Good timing. I need a piss.
Oh, hello. Can you